Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we talk about all things crypto market. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and NFTs. And let me tell you right now, there is no Black Friday sale on crypto. We have already pumped. We're approaching 100K on Bitcoin. Sorry, but you're not getting a sale this year. Sorry, normies, you're going to have to come and buy our bag. Today, we're going to talk about the continued surge of AI agents. We're going to talk about their respective tokens pumping. We're going to talk about a huge airdrop early this morning coming out of Hyperliquid and what we think could happen there and how the hell we missed this one. And we're going to talk about the latest from the meme coin trenches, from the meme coin expert himself, Clemente. I saw Clemente getting busy in the trenches, aping into every hot AI chick he saw. Kicks, Clemente, how were your Thanksgivings? Kicks, let's start with you. How was your turkey day?
Oh man, it was phenomenal, incredible food. I already told you before the show, real quick, but Wednesday in my neighborhood we do a football game. All like the boys in the neighborhood come out, the dads come out, and I'm a winner. You know what I mean? I'm also incredibly out of shape. So, and you're trying to let the kids play. Sometimes the kids are quarterbacks, but we're trying to win, just barely win. So me and my buddy, he's in the quarterback. I look at him, I'm like, dude, I'm running a fly route past Bill, and as soon as I get behind his back, I'm gassing it, you know what I mean, and hitting the 35-yard fly route full speed for a touchdown right in front of everybody, So I do that for 2 hours. Then I go to the golf simulator. Don't get home until 1 a.m. So I wake up Thursday at 6:30, and dude, I felt pain in my body I haven't felt in decades. I don't even know if I've ever felt before. Like pain in like the bone of my hips and shit. I felt like a woman that just gave birth. And so, I mean, I had to take a lot of Zins and drink a lot of coffee just to survive Thursday. Slept 11 hours last night. So now I'm absolutely incredible. Cowboys spanked the Giants. So now my team is not, we beat the Redskins in an insane game. And then we just spanked the Giants. So, I mean, it hell of a turkey day.
I love that you're a Cowboys fan as well. It's nice having another Cowboys fan on the show. That pick six was nice. That's like the kind of thing you dream about, is like a linebacker coming in. Oh, yeah. Little tip and running. Awesome stuff there. A lot of football. I don't know how you combine the Zins with all the eating on Thanksgiving. I feel like that's got to be like an interesting dance there. I feel like
you got to schedule it. You got to schedule it. Yeah,
schedule it in between. Yeah,
it's usually a digestive, so it's like a post dinner. You don't want to be having it in your mouth while you're eating. You want to,
obviously,
be like, okay, we're gonna eat in 30 minutes. Cool. Like, no more Zins. 20 minutes prior, eat after. Nice little digestive.
Yeah, it's sort of like the swimming rules. Like no swimming 30 minutes after you eat. Exactly. Clemente, welcome. How was your Thanksgiving?
Good. I'm over here at my brother's place. I got PvP'd for the first time with size yesterday, which was absolutely terrible. Drake tweeted out an Anita Max win token, a new mascot, and I bought the mascot. I also bought the old one, but I bought the old one with less size. The old one I bought with 3 SOL. I ran it up all the way to like 12 SOL. I'm like, no, this is going to 1 million. Round trip the whole thing. Then the other one picks up. That one goes to 3 mil, and it was a disaster. It was a disaster, but you live and you learn.
No one's talking about the old Max win. You remember the old Max win from 10 months ago? That one ran up, I believe, into like the it ran up to like $30 million market cap in its heyday, and like not much activity. I feel like yesterday the old Max win token ran as much as the new ones did. Like it really didn't peak. So interesting to see that, because I know this one this one kind of caught like crypto Twitter by storm with 28 million when it launched. After like Drake like launched that character, but Tor not so much. New coins are the meta. Yeah.
When they're like making merch with it and shit.
Yeah. P.O., welcome. How was your turkey day?
It was good. It was good. I was just studying how MicroStrategy is going to go to $450 today.
All right, Pia's gone. We've had enough MicroStrategy talk for the week. We're gonna kick him off stage. Hopefully he doesn't come back. He's just sipping his coffee. He's unbothered in the green room right now, just hanging out. no reaction at all. Lots to talk about today.
This guy, real quick, there's a guy that lives in Easy's neighborhood that's saying that he had a big problem that we didn't check in with him when we went down to Sarasota and we were hanging out in the neighborhood at Easy's house, and he's putting up a big stink. So I let him know that we don't need a permission slip and that we're standing on 10. And so that's kind of what's going on in my world right now is, just a little bit of a territory discussion with this guy on Twitter.
Wait, is this somebody on crypto Twitter, or is this somebody who said is it deed restricted and you need guest passes to get into a gated community? What's going on here?
It's someone on crypto Twitter saying that so Amateur Hero just said that I have PMS PO MicroStrategy. Which is a funny little comment. But yeah, it's someone on crypto Twitter saying that we didn't check in with him, and that's a big problem because we were in his neighborhood, which is the really nice neighborhood that he lives in by the golf courses in Sarasota.
Is that going to be the new hub of crypto activity? Everyone's heading down to Sarasota suburbs. Easy's community. It's just going to be the crypto hub, golfing, dropping AI agents, trading meme coins, doing all this stuff. But busy day today. We've got a lot to talk about today. Kix, you ready to run this weather report so we can get into the meat and potatoes of the show?
Why even do a boring ass weather report? You know what I'm saying, dude?
I like today's weather report.
People even care? No, I'm kidding, dude. I'm 100% down. I love fucking doing the weather report. Let me just rev up the engine here real quick. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Friday, November 29th. The majors are up on the day with Bitcoin over 97,000, Ethereum at 3,600. And Solana at 243. The leading top 100 coin is Peanut, just up 18% on the day to a $1.3 billion market cap. Looks like even the creator of Peanut can't keep it down for too long. Top AI agents on the Virtuals protocol on Base have gained over 200% as AI agents have dominated the timeline. The Zeribo AI agent dropped its second music album. And ZachXBT flipped Ansem in crypto mindshare on X as total AI mindshare hits a new all-time high. Next up, Hyperliquid's Hype Airdrop went live as early this morning with an initial FDV of 2 billion and has since ran all the way up to 4.4 billion. I don't know, dude. Maybe you should be an AI Hyperliquid. It could pump harder. Finally, ZachXBT released an investigation that linked ex-Fortnite pro gamer and former on-chain sleuth Serpent to multiple high-profile hacks, including those shilled from the Twitter accounts of McDonald's, Usher, and Wiz Khalifa. I'm going to go out there and just say, someone that names himself after the snake that destroyed Adam and Eve, maybe they're a bad guy from the start. That's it for your weather report. Back to you in the studio.
So serpent wasn't a proper noun in the story of Adam and Eve. It's just a synonym for snake. So his name wasn't Serpent.
Yeah, but
we don't know for sure.
Name was. This guy's name was.
Yeah, pretty crazy. And people seem to love the ZachXBT investigations. I don't think I've seen people interact any more than when one of these things drops, and people just love to go ham on these threads. But crazy seeing this because Serpent was somebody who used to call out scams back in the day. His account was calling out scams. Now it's come full circle where he's the scammer himself, which sounds
like Clemente.
It's one of those things where it's the Departed, right? You kind of get in too deep investigating the mafia, you kind of start to become the mafia.
Great Boston movie, The Departed.
Yeah.
Absolutely electric airdrop today from Hyperliquid. I think this sums up my feelings on it right now. Zenika's post as someone who farmed Blast really hard and barely farmed Hyperliquid. To everyone who got big airdrops today. And this is for anyone listening is the congrats meme with the child who looks very, very upset saying congrats, happy for you. Nice.
I don't know what this is.
How do you farm
I still don't know what Hyperliquid is. And
I think it's a type of gasoline you can put in your car, the fast cars.
So it's a DEX. So essentially you would swap on this DEX just like Uniswap, etc. And swapping and trading perps, etc. Staking or not staking, but providing LP on this DEX earns you points, Hyperliquid points, and those points converted to this airdrop, which is launched at 2 billion, candled immediately to 3.4, and is now all the way up at 4.7 in terms of FDV.
Where are they on Solana?
No, I believe they're their own chain.
Are they a sponsor of ours, partner?
They are not.
Yeah, okay.
They've essentially directly copied the UI of one of our partners, though.
Yeah, I don't
look at their UI versus
any shit about these guys, dude. $4.7 billion. Fuck off, bro.
Yeah, absolutely wild. 33% of it was airdrop to users, nothing to VCs. Someone broke down the tokenomics there, and
what's Arbitrum's market cap?
I can bring
That's
that up.
a good question.
I can bring that up for you.
Yeah, 3.8. Yeah, so the DEX on Arbitrum is worth 30% more than the fucking blockchain itself. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the sell button on this thing if I got an airdrop, dude. Can I leverage sell? Can I take out a loan and sell more of this shit?
Well, I mean, you can probably open up an instant market on DYDX and provide 10K liquidity instantly with their new instant market feature, and then short it, open it up for perps. So I'm sure somebody will do that in the coming days, as this is going to be a highly traded
short the fuck out of this thing.
Keep an eye for that. I know I saw
this is good for airdrops, though.
I saw some $1 million airdrops on this one. Airdrop Farmer CC2. Good follow, CC Ventures. If you're in the airdrop farming space, he shared a $1 million airdrop from the Hyperliquid ecosystem. He has been talking about it for a couple months. I did not listen to his advice on this one, and he ate there just over 1 million USDC from his hype airdrop, which is probably worth a little bit more now that it's continued to go up. Again, I think I'm agreeing with the game. Yeah, smash that sell button on a chart that looks like this post airdrop. Like, how many airdrops do you see that just go up and then don't have that point of crash? This one released this morning early. People are probably waking up now over the holidays. It was like 2 a.m. Eastern when this thing dropped. So we'll see what happens here over time, but definitely one that was EV positive to get into if you are dumping now. So congrats to everyone who made it. I did not make it. A little FOMO, but yeah, congrats.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I love, though, that me making fun of it a little bit just got so many people so triggered. I just love the lack of confidence and sensitivity people have in this space. Like, you know, if you're up, like most of them probably aren't up any real amount of money. You know what I mean? The people that are actually up like a significant amount of money are off doing something else. Like if I woke up and I had a $200,000 airdrop from here, I'm driving to go buy a $300 bottle of champagne and like a full-on silk bathrobe, and I'm just gonna sit around and drink that shit all day. I'm not in here saying, "Oh, these guys are teasing my bags a little bit."
Speak for yourself, dude. People are talking smack about MicroStrategy. I'm just responding to every individual tweet.
You just destroy them.
I just literally body people left to right. Look at my replies. I'm just going in and I'm just like, you haven't done the work, man.
Well, dude, you're not in it for the money anymore. You're in it for the pride of the game, right?
The revolution. I'm in it for the revolution.
I love it, dude.
Speaking about
Clemente, you look bored. Hold on, look at bored Clemente.
I was literally looking at your Twitter.
Yeah, I was making all that up. I was making it up. I've only been responding to the guy in Sarasota because it's kind of funny. He's saying the N-word a lot, and I'm almost certain he's not black. Clemente, so are you at like which vacation home are you at right now? Are you at the one?
I'm at my
Maldives.
No.
Really? So, ladies and gentlemen, you might not know this. Clemente is the heir to a fortune. Okay, Clemente literally grew up hitting golf balls into the Mediterranean Sea. Like, I mean, this guy is just different. Guy is different. Well, what'd you eat for Thanksgiving, dude? You got a catered? Was Thomas Keller at your house? What were we doing yesterday, man? Did you bring Anthony Bourdain back from the dead and have him cook you a little bit of lunch?
No. This is an interesting bit, I gotta say.
Oh, now you're criticizing my comedy. That's good. All right, dude. Look at this guy, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this guy.
All right. Speaking of guys like
Carlin over here,
let's jump over to the Virtuals protocol and AI agents on base. These things have absolutely cooked over the last 2 days. Absolutely cooked over the last 24 hours. We talked about these on the show on Wednesday. Yeah, on Wednesday. And everyone said, shut the fuck up. Let's trade meme coins.
These are meme coins.
And they fall almost 2x or 3x since we've talked about them. A number of these have been absolutely crushing it. We saw mindshare for AI tokens like absolutely skyrocket. The ZachXBT token out mindshared Ansem on crypto Twitter. If you're looking at just AI agents here, ZachXBT is taking up 32% of the mindshare amongst them. We're seeing price action follow. Everyone's flocking to base right now. I was talking with Kix a little bit about this before the show because he was saying he was selling on top of all that momentum on Wednesday. Basically saying anybody who's piling in now, such as me, who bought a couple of these on Wednesday live on the show, were his exit liquidity. So Kix, I'd love to hear your take on this, what your thoughts are.
Yeah.
Have they changed, and what exactly you think is going to be happening going forward with these AI agent tokens on base?
Absolutely not. I'm now fully in cash on all of these tokens.
In cash, meaning you don't have the tokens anymore.
I sold them all this morning. I
There
sold
you go.
half on Wednesday. I sold 100% today.
What about GOAT?
GOAT is like, once again, like I think what people aren't like, this is how I look at the whole space, right? First of all, a lot of the people out here that are now calling AI coins and stuff like that, they have no fucking clue what AI even is, right? They don't know what a transformer is. They probably think machine learning is different than an LLM. They may not even know what an LLM really is. So what you have is a lot of people out here calling stuff. They have no fucking clue what they're talking about. And for a lot of people, AI is magic. It's magic, right? So you think about a magician, right? What's a magician doing? They just trick you, right? So a lot of people are going to be getting tricked out in this space. My point being, GOAT, it's fucking legit. You can look at this guy. He has like a year-long body of work on it that's all open sourced, right? Even like AI 16Z, their ELIZA framework, open source. You can go look at this shit and be like, okay, these guys are actually building something legitimate. A lot of people are going to get caught up in the foo-foo. GOAT, I think, once again, I'm not buying any of this stuff really. Anything above 100, 200 million, I get really cautious about buying. I do agree with some people's thesis that like GOAT's going to be the top alpha play of meme coins in general, and you can just buy that, and as long as AI agents, as long as AI agents are going up, GOAT will go up. I don't think that's a bad thesis per se, but I just think the speed of innovation in this space is going to usurp a lot of these different things. Yes, you can maybe find the one that like just has the absolutely goated team, and they're able to innovate so fast and keep up with everybody and maintain their mind share. But I think the way easier play is just to trade a lot of these things when they're lower market caps and they have a lot more room to run, like the $1 to $100 million range. I think you can absolutely destroy it. And yeah, like this is a perfect chart to pull up. I think what a lot of people aren't appreciating, and this is what's happening on base right now, is people aren't appreciating how absolutely violent some of these moves are to the upside, and therefore how absolutely violent they can go the other way. Like VVAIFU went from 3 million to 180 million in 5 days. Like that's a 60x, and that's not like a 60x from like a 10K market cap, right? That's like a 60x from 3 million, right? So I think a lot of these things, if you like a certain project and stuff like that, and their chart looks like this, before, like where it's just green straight up, wait for the 60% to 80% drawdown and then get back on it. So like what we saw with VVAIFU, right? Instead of when everybody's talking about VVAIFU and everyone's launching AI agents on pump.fun, just literally wait 5 days. And instead of FOMOing in on this thing at 170, you could have bought it at 40, right? And now at 40, now you're up a nice 2x, So that's what I would encourage when you see like the mania of these things absolutely pumping. But my whole trading strategy has been like there's always going to be new stuff around the corner. And also I think that a lot of these things are going to be overhyped and or LARPs. And so you'll want to trade like quick narratives. So for example, I hit a dinger yesterday. I bought in on SITCOM at 900K. And that was a quick, easy 10X. And I sized in on it and sold my entire bag at
What was this, Kicks? Why was this was this
SITCOM.
something that you bought into?
Yeah, so it's like a 24/7
Got it.
like kind of like live sitcom that's generated, like the text is generated by AI allegedly.
This is cool. I saw a lot of these yesterday that were made like derivatives of basically, and like it's so easy to get caught up in the farms of these and
Yes.
like just lose all your money.
Mhm.
But like it is like it's cool seeing the interest in AI because of the meme coin attachment to it. Like I think it's causing a lot of new experiments
Yeah.
and a lot of new things driven by interest because the marketing kind of like it gets pushed and interacted with more because of the community that meme coins bring to it, which is pretty interesting.
Totally. Yeah. And I mean, like these things have been around for like a while. Like there was a famous like Twitch TV one that they built with Seinfeld, and they used like a jailbroken version of OpenAI. And then they had like, they got temporarily banned because Seinfeld started making like really racist jokes, and they didn't get it offline in time. Then they had to like edit it. So like the technology to do this has been around. Like I think that was almost at least a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. This one right here. So like the technology's out there to do it. So a lot of the stuff that you're going to see coming to meme coin, or I shouldn't even call them meme coins, but like AI coins, is going to be like copy paste from like Web 2, like things that have like already been done, but now they can attach like a speculation vehicle to it. But that's why it's like, or like, for example, you can pull up like UBC, right? I think UBC is another example of like, A, why you need to take profits aggressively on these things. And then B, if you missed the initial wave, you can just literally sit on your hands for a few days and catch massive drawdowns. So this went from like launched to 100 million in 24 hours, right? And a lot of people probably didn't take any profits in the 90 to 100 million range. Like, oh, this thing's the fucking, gonna go to fucking 700 million, like up only, right? And even the top coins out there have at least 50% drawdowns. Goats had multiple 50% drawdowns, right? So if you just sat on your hands for 2 days and you still really like this idea, which is like an AI swarm, like writing books and doing all sorts of things, well, now you can get in at 34 million. You can get in at 65% cheaper than you could have 48 hours ago. And I think that's going to be the case with base coins, all AI agent coins. There's going to be like massive hype, and there's so many people FOMOing that they're just going to top blast the shit out of these things. So I'm still operating very much on like a trader's mindset, which is if I buy something and it goes up 10 fucking X in 2 hours, I am aggressively taking profits there.
And it's easy. The last thing I'll say on this case is it's easy to get caught up in like the flavor of the day. And a lot of times the ideas do seem new, do seem creative. But Ray, can you pull up Radio? The ticker Radio. I'm curious where this thing's at because this thing
Radio?
was, yeah. No. It's just Radio. Yeah, that one. This one, the idea was super cool. Where it was basically taking tweets, like the top tweets, and every 15 minutes or every 15 minutes, it would launch a new show that would summarize it and then take clips from the show, post it on Twitter. Really cool idea, right? But doesn't matter how cool the idea is. It goes through like this super hot, like pump where it goes to like this thing went to 15 million and everyone's like, this thing's going to be the next big thing. It's going to 100 million. And it's hard to like value where these things are going to go.
And there's new things coming out every day competing with its mind share. So that's why, once again, if you get on this thing early and you can sell it at 10 million, you fucking unload at least half your stack there. You know what I mean? And take aggressive profits. And then look, literally, as I said, a day and a half later, you can get it 60%, 70%, 80% cheaper. And if you really like it and you think it can maintain mind share, then you're in at a very good value. There's just going to be a lot of people that like feel this a massive amount of anxiety because they haven't made they're seeing other people making 20x's in 48 hours, and so they're going to buy the person's 20x.
So one thing I think that makes a lot of sense here is like take profits unless something like meets like a very aggressive set of like thresholds. And I think Lambo Land does a good job of laying out what he's looking for in terms of a framework for buying AI agents. I saw this post yesterday. There's like 6 different things he says here. Will this get more attention? Is this the first or the best at something? Is the team skilled and motivated? Is there a cabal behind this? Does it have a moat? Do I have an edge? So like almost all of these new coins that are launching, you can't answer yes to this for like 50% of these.
Yeah. And number 5, I think like 97% of them don't have moats. And I think 2 is the most important. 1 and 2. I mean, he ordered these really well, but I think 2 is the most important. I just think the first at things is like SITCOM, right? You saw how quickly people launched like something. They did a South Park version, like less than 12 hours after SITCOM launched, right? And we know beta plays to everything, right? You can trade beta plays and still make money. But if something's not the first at something, then you should be like very cautious about diamond handing it, because then you're having to bet on the ladder that it's going to be 5-10x better, and therefore it's the best at whatever that thing is. But I mean, we saw the same thing play out on Solana, right? With AI16Z, with VVAIFU, with Zaribo, with GOAT, right? You can see how violent the moves on these things are. Just don't top blast these things. It's dumb, and you're going to lose a lot of money. And literally, the space is moving so fast that like unlike 90% of other things in crypto, if you're waiting for a drawdown, you have to sit on your hands for fucking 6 months. You know what I mean? In the AI agent space, you can sit on your hands for a week and get like, or less, and get an 80% drawdown on something that you like. But yeah, I think most of the base things have already topped, if not are going to be topping pretty soon. And if you really like the ideas, you're going to be able to buy them at a significant drawdown. Or they'll just be new things that will launch on base in the next week that you can get in on early.
Yeah, I think a lot of this stuff might seem like very impressive at first glance to people. Like looking at radio, everyone was talking about radio, and like they were very smart about how they did this. They targeted like major influencers in the space and included them in their little bits. But like like we talked about before with the moat, there is no moat really around just like voice generated like tech. Like it's very easy to spin up if you're someone in the space who's been paying attention to AI, who's done a little bit of work to spin up, an AI voice and then just feed that AI data. It's not something that like there's teams out here building this from scratch. Like these frameworks exist and you're just plugging in whatever training data you want to give it. So like when you're looking at these, like you need to like take a step back if you're not super like ingrained in the AI space and understand like what is and isn't possible. Like with radio, like this is one that I sold out of like on that first pump, like Kix was saying, because I was like, okay, this is cool, but like the moat is like basically getting influencers, like tagging influencers and getting them to like shill it, which like anybody can do. Like it's a short-lived pump. Like once they lose that initial attention and the novelty of that, it's gone.
Yeah, and it's all volume. You can just see in the volume chart. Like once the volume starts dying off, you're going to get a massive drawdown. Because once again, on these meme coin things, the entire supply is unlocked. It's fully unlocked. It's not like, oh, 30% is locked up, right? Like, no, you got people that got in on radio at 200K and they were going to giga-wreck you at 10 million, and they're going to take your money. But I think it's the most exciting thing. Like, I don't really make money on the traditional meme coin stuff, at least not like in the past couple of weeks. I don't even know if you call these meme coins. They're launching on kind of like in meme coin ways and fair launch ways, right? But I guess they're more AI coins. I'm making a lot of money off of those and I'm having fun, but I'm 100% taking profits along the way. It's like the same thing with like, remember Danny Cole's, creatures or whatever, right? And, I'm buying those things at 0.5 and a week later they're at 3 ETH, and I'm just giga dumping on people's heads. And then you'll have all these people that are like, oh, no, you don't understand. You don't get it. You don't understand. Like,
well, I mean, what you're touching on, man, is the difference between basically the grizzled. Is that the word you're looking? Grizzled? No, grizzly. The grizzly crypto vets, the people that have been in crypto for a long time that saw NFTs were just like, nah, this is just another crypto thing. This is just like meme coins are now. It's just another crypto thing. But then the people that came to NFTs that were like, no, this is a legitimate digital revolution. That gap. Well, guess who was right? The crypto people were right. It wasn't the digital revolution people. The crypto people were right. So everyone's saying you don't understand this Danny Cole thing that now has a market cap of God knows how much. 10,000 of those creature world things. I'm assuming it's 10,000. I think it's something like that. 10,000 of those creature world things at 3 Ethereum each, with Ethereum at $3,600. Do the math on that. It's a big number. It's a big number for a young kid that had one painting in the MoMA. Like, you know what I mean? So it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Yeah, and then it's a 99% drawdown.
What's the floor?
0.03.
Tough.
I mean, I don't know why these things aren't worth more. Have you seen them?
I do think that he's a good artist and he's very original, but number one, like the whole crypto, dude, you know, like what was he selling outside of crypto? That's the question nobody asked during the NFT bull run. What were they selling in the traditional art world? You know? Because you're selling $25 million worth of art in crypto. What were you selling outside of it?
I think the point is that like everything, like at that point, it was like everything's going to shift to digital. Like physical outside doesn't matter anymore. Only digital. Everyone's in their houses now. COVID is the new normal. People are going to want digital goods to flex, and this guy is coming in at the ground level. I think that was like the mindset, the thesis for people who were FOMOing into these.
Yeah, the NFT people were wrong, myself included, just straight up. It was just a new version of crypto. Yes, it is an actual big deal technology-wise, but everything in crypto is a big deal technology-wise. It doesn't protect it from 90+%, 99% drawdowns, left and right, literally left and right. You guys want to buy a coin right now on Pump Vision?
Do you see one? Do you see one that you like?
I don't know how to pick them. Clemente and Kicks need to pick it, and Ray, everyone but me.
I'll keep an eye on it.
I just bought a Virgin AI.
I figured you were going to be a buyer of that one.
Yeah, I really like it.
Is that good, Kicks?
Virgin AI.
I mean, maybe you can go to 400K. I don't know. My whole thing is like on my DGen BullX wallet, I ran it from like 10 SOL to 100 SOL, down to 20 SOL, back up to 100. And the 20 to 100 helps me like completely reshape how I'm operating on these things, which is trading, like saying no to just so much stuff. Because
this is literally a game of just finding, like you have to just sit there and just wait for the one every like 20 minutes that has volume, that is not bundled to shit. That is interesting and new and like isn't like reused. Like it's all these things. And when that happens, it's like, okay, playing it right, getting in early, like knowing when to hold long enough, take profit. It's a kind of a game that you have to play.
Instead of throwing like a half a SOL or to 2 SOL at like some of these things and new creations, or right when they come out of the gate, and just kind of like slowly chopping my stack down, losing a SOL to rugs and stuff like that. I've just been sitting on my hands and I'm like, okay, when something actually seems like significantly cool and new, instead on those, I'm putting 5 to 10 SOL into them and making those trades. So like as soon as I saw SITCOM come across, I saw it at like 800K. I'm like, this is going to 10 million. So I bought, I think 5 or 6 SOL. This kind of stuff, once again, it's like Virgin. Okay, like sure, that's like a funny enough narrative, right? But it's hooked into, it's either hooked into a basic LLM or it's just a LARP typing, right? And the person it's automated by has 2 followers, so it's someone that just set this up. So it's like, yeah, it's the Virgin narrative, like funny enough where it could go to like 1 million, maybe, you know. But like, I would rather just avoid this, because even for every one of these that I buy at 200K and make it 2x, there'll be 4 of them that I'll buy at 200K and I'll lose 50%. So I'll just be a net loser on that. So I'd rather just like sit and wait for something actually cool to come out.
All right. Thanks for shitting on my bags. It's literally going to 0 now. Yeah. I mean, just disastrous from there. Look at this. Ray, what is
right after graduation at 100, or did you top blast to 250?
No, I bought at 120, 110.
Okay, so you're not in terrible shape.
And I round trip the entire thing. It's going to 0. No, Kicks, I 100% agree with what you're saying. I 100% agree with the your analysis. It's and you know what does help, like, is literally just being in the Bodagos Discord just does that for you as far as like filtering kind of some of the trash. You can just sit on Pump Vision and just look for something that you like, or just look at the Discord, see what plays people are sharing in there, and do your own kind of research, because that kind of filters at least
90% of it. To be honest with you, like if you just sit and that's how I've made most of my money, is just like checking Bodagos and seeing tickers come across and being like, let me look at this one and being like, oh wow, this is actually like a really good idea. Let me hop in. If you sit on here and force trades, you're gonna eviscerate your stack, in my opinion.
Yeah, and speaking of Virgin, the dev just sold, so I just got clapped on that.
Clemente, when did you start getting into this? I am actually curious, because you like are pretty into this, and I like never even like picked up on it when you started getting into this.
It was like a month and a half ago, or 2 months ago, and I was really bad at it, like really, really bad at it. I wasn't profitable. I basically lit like $3,000 on fire trying to learn it, because I was trash, but I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm getting better. Like, it's straight up just a skill. So I'm going to try to just get better at it. And then my week in Sarasota was the first time I like started getting it, actually. And since then I've been slowly gaining some momentum. So it's been like a month and a half.
And what made you interested in doing it? Is it that you enjoy the experience of it, that you wanted to make money? What had you say, I want to get into this?
Well, it was that I found it was a skill-based game almost that was so PvP. But it was also where I felt like most of the attention was gonna be going. From in like a content perspective, I was like, oh, people are gonna be interested in this. So if I can learn how to do this and get somewhat good at it, it'll help be able to capture attention in the future. So I was like, all right. And then worst thing that happens is I lose a bunch of money, and I can make content about losing a bunch of money, which is what happened initially.
Okay. It's interesting. When I hear you guys talk about getting in the weeds of this, I respect, especially with Kix, and I know Kix's trading background. I respect it, and I know that a lot of people in crypto are extremely interested in it. The short-term traders are all extremely interested in this, but I can't help it, and I don't know if it's actually just a me problem. I'm like, these are skills that aren't going to matter in like a year. Like, do you know what I mean? I find it very hard. I want to like build lifelong skills. And I'm like, are these skills aren't going to matter. Because it's like the people doing this, it's not like they're going to go and work for a bank after. It's like, yeah, I developed all these skills in crypto, and it's pretty crazy. It built my next career, and now I'm on a trading desk at a bank. Like, that's not going to happen. And they're not going to trade at crypto funds either. So I'm just like, what does everyone do? Because I've met a lot of people at these conferences and in the New York area, quite frankly, that are like, I just got to make it work with full-time trading for the next 2 years. And I'm like, are you sure you don't want to get a job? Like, I'm like, is it that crazy of an idea to get a job? I was like, get a job in crypto. And it's like, it's so far from interesting to them that they're like, get a job. What is this guy, retarded? And I'm just
they want the Valhalla. I made myself a millionaire this cycle,
right? But
even if you make yourself a fucking millionaire, if you're in the United States, you're given 35% of that back minimum to the government.
They're not going to pay taxes, dude. They're obsessed with not paying taxes. I invited someone.
I love that. I love that. That's like that meme where the guy's like the shield of the arrows. You know what I mean? In front of everyone else. Yeah, like please make multiple millions and don't pay taxes, so that like the IRS is so clogged up dealing with you all that they don't give a shit about the legitimate people in the space.
Yeah, so real quick, Bunka Collective said being flexible enough to learn a new skill is super useful. Of course. Dude, learning is the most important skill set in the world. But I'm like, what about skills that actually will matter like long term? You know what I mean? Like, that's like, Kix, you're learning how to build video games. Like, that's a pretty, like, I think that'll be here in a year.
Well, I think a lot of people that are interested in like the AI agent stuff, I think if they're trading these things and making a good amount of money, and also like deepening their understanding of AI and AI agents, and then maybe like downloading Cursor and spending a couple hours one day trying to like deploy their own AI agents and like understanding how all of that technology works. That I could think could actually be useful versus like trading just like like TikTok meme coins, right? Like you're developing no skill other than trading there, so you kind of have to hope that you break out to some sort of absurd level of money where you can live off that money or like reinvest it into safer assets. But the AI stuff, at least, like if you're super interested in it and you're making money off of it and you go like deploy your own AI agents, you understand how it works for the next 5-6 years. You can go to like 95% of the companies out there that are so ignorant on what they can do with AI, right? And you can walk right into their business and be like, oh, you guys are spending 10 hours a week doing all of your reporting, all of your ad spend reporting. Cool. I can automate all of that, with AI agents for you. And then these guys are going to think you're little magicians. You're like, wow, you just saved our team. You've been here a week and you've saved our team 10, 20 hours a week or whatever, so at least that kind of stuff I think can be very, very useful skills.
I like that. I like that angle. Shout out to Overarch. He's like, AI won't replace jobs for decades, but people who can use AI will. I agree with that. And I like the AI. I mean, obviously AI is going to be a whole ass thing. Easy also texted me in defense of trading. No surprise there. Trader extraordinaire. He said trading is forever. I'm like, this is not a superhero movie, dude. Like, come on. No, I'm just kidding.
It's true, though, but also to make millions of dollars trading, you have to have a lot of counterparties. So you need the crop. I mean, if I was to put a number out there, I'd say it's like any other PvP game out there. Probably 83% of people will be losers, 17% will be winners, and out of that 17%, 20% of that 17% will make the vast majority of the money. That's just how the game works. But a lot of people want to play that game, and that's great. I mean, shit, dude, if I was 25 years old, first of all, I would have a job, like you said. But if I was 25 years old and I had 10K in my bank account, I would definitely be fucking grinding the shit out of the trenches, because I do think that, like, if you are or can become elite, you can easily turn that 10K into six figures, if not 7, in this kind of mania. Once again, it's like, dude, if you bought, I shilled my buddy on Vader at 7 million, and I'm like, look, dude, this guy just hired 2 AI engineers full time to come and like improve his protocol. You know what I mean? And like base is super hot. I told him that on Wednesday morning, and it's now at over 40, right? So that's a 6x. That's a 6x in 48 hours. You know what I mean?
I love how you're telling him to buy Vader on Wednesday morning as you're telling us you're dumping Vader on top of our heads.
Well, no. I was saying I'm starting to sell these things, and not even like specifically on base. I only own a couple of things on base. I own a lot more on Solana. But for example, Wednesday morning, I'm dumping some of my UBC at 100 million for sure. But now on the base side, I'm fully out today, because that some of those moves are just absurd. I mean, virtuals is at what, 1.3 billion?
I think I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that market cap. I think it's 635. I think there's an issue with these circulating.
Okay.
You're looking at
not over $1 billion.
So here's what I'm looking at here. So Dex Screen is listing it at $1 billion, or is showing the graph at $1 billion and the FDV at 635,000. If you're looking at the actual token, the circulating on-chain market cap is 631 million, which is max supply times price. So 457 million tokens times a little over $1.30, I think.
So it's just the FDV versus.
Yeah, I don't know like where the circulating market cap is coming from. So I need to dive deeper. And if anyone in the audience knows what's going on, because I haven't really seen this for a token before, with like the chart market cap being higher than like the listed market cap.
Yeah.
For a token.
Well,
But
I guess either way, the percentage gains is the same. The percentage gains are the same. But like, this is the same thing that we saw in Solana, which is like the kind of launch pad token appreciation. All of the plays underneath it are trading in tandem with it at higher volatility, right? So like the move that we're seeing on base since Wednesday is because this has doubled since Wednesday, right? But if and when this thing tops, which is probably going to be soon, and then starts to retrace, all of the plays underneath it will retrace more violently, would be my guess. And once again, it's like, this is not a flash in the pan, so you can just sit on your hands and be like, cool, like all of these things that I like, write them down on your notepad and be like, let me check in 72 hours and see what they're at.
Yeah, I'm live
Should we
selling.
buy a coin?
I haven't seen anything I want to buy. I mean, I've been looking, but I haven't seen anything that I want to buy on the
It's all trash.
on the Neo Vision.
I thought
I made
this was
money
supposed
on
to be
this.
big.
I made
Yeah,
money
but
on
it's
this.
not like you
Doge
can't just
app
like,
on
all right,
it.
buy a coin right now. Let's get it. It's like you stare at this chart for 30 minutes, an hour, and it's like we talked about this earlier. It's like into like poker. You're sitting at the table, you're waiting for to get dealt the right cards. You jump in, and then you need to hit the flop, hit the river to cash in. So right now, just looking at this, I'm sitting at the table and paying blinds. I'm not jumping into anything, but I have been looking at it to see if like anything interesting pops up, but just nothing this morning yet that's caught my eye.
Yeah, I think this weekend could probably be like pretty good. I think there'll be like new stuff to launch. So, like, you definitely want to be like around and available, because like, for example, on what's it called? SITCOM, the one that the dinger I hit yesterday. If you're not at your desk, if you're 30 minutes late to it, you've missed over half the upside. You know what I mean? Like it was over 1 million, I think, like within 5 minutes after it graduated, you know? So like it, you know, your gains start to get compressed if you're not like there and ready to click the button. But the nice thing with like Bull X is, I mean, it's on mobile. I bought those on mobile. Like, you know, I literally like logged into Discord and I saw, God, I'm blanking on his name, starts with an S. But I saw him like post it and I was like, oh wow, like it AI SITCOM. Like that's a narrative I can get behind. And the funny thing is I copied the fucking link and then I go over to Bull X and I'm like copy pasting the link on my mobile phone and it's not showing up. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? This thing just launched. I can find it on Graduated. So I lost a minute. And in that minute, it went from 450 to 800, right? So in that single minute, I already lost, 2x of upside. So you definitely have to move like quick. That's what I think is addicting and I love about the game, is that you have to like form a thesis and buy and decide how much you need to buy on some of these things in under a minute. Definitely under 5 minutes.
We have our top dog game, right, Ryan?
Yeah, yes, we do. Before we get into top dog, I want to talk about DYDX a little bit. Easy normally charts on DYDX. I do not have the charting skills, but I can talk a little bit about some products that they just launched that I want to make sure that you guys know about. They launched instant listings and MegaVault. Easy's talked about these a few times. Really interesting, especially when you're looking at a market like Peanut, which was, I believe, released with instant listings. Basically, you can launch any pair you want if you provide initial 10K of liquidity. And with the MegaVault, you can deposit USDC and earn APR. Right now, it's at 49% APR. You're basically providing liquidity across all DYDX pairs. So you have a little bit of security there, and you can earn these high APRs right now on your uninvested cash. So whether you're looking to be a little more risky, trade perps on the platform, deploy your own liquid pairs of new tokens, or if you want to be a little more conservative and deposit into the MegaVault for some APR on tokens that you're not necessarily trading right now, check out DYDX. Cool stuff there, completely decentralized. Everything's ran through their DAO in terms of platform upgrades. The whole market is decentralized, so really goes with the crypto ethos. We love working with them, love their charting. They pull all the trading view stuff in, makes it super easy to have all of your charting tools on your perps trading. Easy loves to use this. I am not a huge perps trader, so I'm not on here as much, but it's something I want to build that skill set, and I will be using DYDX to do that. That being said, yeah, I'd love to jump over to Top Dog. Let me pull up the info from last week. We had a short cast last week. We had just me, Kicks, and Signal on the show as the boys were in Las Vegas. But we had a good time. Leaderboards at the top, we have Bopupo and Ellie.jpg continuing to be locked up. They each got 2 correct this week. but Papa holds a 5-point lead. Kicks flipped easy to enter the top 4 with 3 correct, a nice 60% hit rate on the week. I've got 3 questions lined up today. I don't know if anybody else has anything to ask or add. I would love to take some more suggestions for questions from the commenters. We'll read out your questions and potentially pick on them as well. So keep that in mind as we go through the resolutions and the first couple comments. We'd love to take some
MicroStrategy over under 500.
Yep, we can do that as well. All right, so let's go through the resolutions for last week. We had Chill Guy over under $500 million market cap, came in just under at about 460 this morning. Bitcoin, would it be over under 100K this morning? It is under, but I don't think for long. And who ends their live stream first? We talked about the Pump.Fun live streaming tokens. Was it the live guy or the shitcoin guy? The shitcoin guy ended first because he broke the Guinness World Record and stopped streaming. So he broke the record and said, I'm done, and that was it. So shitcoin ended first. Does Sol break 270 at any point in the last week? No, that did not happen. And Punk's floor over under 40 ETH. We were under again. This one was really close. I believe this came down to like 0.01 ETH. I think the current floor is like 39.88 ETH at this point. Yeah, 39.74. Somebody dipped under the floor, but that one came in very close.
Wait,
so yeah, we'd love to take.
How did shitcoin break the Guinness Book of World Record but not live stream as long as live? Was it for sitting on a toilet?
Time sitting on a toilet was what he was trying to break.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good for him.
All right. So this week's questions, we're gonna run back Bitcoin over under 100K at the start of the show next Friday. PO.
Over.
Kicks.
Bitcoin?
Yeah.
And it has to be like over like when we're actually chilling on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that morning, I'm gonna do the resolutions at like 8:30 in the morning, and that's gonna be when I take the price.
Okay, I'll do under.
Clemente.
Over.
I am gonna go over as well. Alfalfa says over. Checking the comments for more questions. Don't see any yet. Next question.
Under.
Oh, there we go, Mr. Yellow. Under. I can't do the accent. The next question is so Virtuals Protocol. We were talking about this. Kicks is a little bearish in terms of where this ends up. We could have that drawdown. I'm going to run off price because the FDV I'm not too sure of, but price stays the same regardless. So we're at $1.40 on virtual right now. Let's go over under $1.75 at the beginning of the show next week.
You're getting $1.75.
Yeah, $1.75.
It's at $1.40. Under. Easiest under of my life.
All right. Kicks.
What was the question again?
So Virtuals Protocol. Basically, I set an over under. I set the target at $1.75 or at $1.40 right
under.
now. Yeah.
I don't know anything about this. Clemente's confidence. I trust him. Under.
I'm going to go over. I think we're going to continue to run with the AI narrative, and it's going to go bananas. So we saw Ben.eth come back to Twitter yesterday or the day before. Said, drop your Solana wallets in this thread. My question is, does he launch a pre-sale this week? Yes or no?
Ray, real quick, can you pull up the picture of him? Someone was like, how do we know it's you? And he like sends a selfie. He's like,
where's why can't I find this? Is it just Ben.eth?
Yo, pull that up.
Oh, he's
Let me
back?
see this. Yeah, you remember him, Kicks.
Oh, I remember
How did
him.
this guy rise to prominence? Just launching coins? Why did his
It
coins
launch?
It was a dark bear market.
Where is
Yeah,
this?
how did he get that
Does he
across
have
the
his
line?
profile?
He's
He's a
shadow
revolution.
banned.
let me see. Yeah, he's getting deboosted by the algo right now.
Yeah, I saw it last night. I saw his Twitter is verified, and now I can't find it.
God damn it. Anyway, I'll look for it, but it was
That's
a funny
funny.
picture.
You literally, yeah, we can't even find this dude. Well, that's not a
Is he-
good sign. He's gonna have to
Is he
get that
launching an
situated.
AI agent.
All right, so on this new news, I'm gonna take no on this one.
I'm gonna take no because of this this shadow ban. He needs to figure that out before he can launch a coin, right?
Wait, so we're asking, is the guy that was the biggest grifter of 2022 into 2023 launching just a bunch of random ass fucking coins? Is he
But
gonna
in the
launch
next
a coin by?
week.
I'll say yes for sure.
All right.
I'm gonna go
And
yes
and
as
you
well.
specifically said pre-sale, like so the coin doesn't have to be live. Is this guy accepting money?
Is
into
he
a
going to
wallet?
announce a pre-sale? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because he came back and he said stuff. Okay, so we're not going to go $500 for MicroStrategy's PO. It's at 410 right now. We'll do over under. We'll go over under 425. And I'm going to take the under.
I think you know my response.
All right, PO's on the over. Clemente
It's going over 425. It's going over.
kicks.
I'll stick on the under, but I still like that thesis. I just think I just think next week people they've been drinking a lot, eating a lot of food. They get to the office on Monday. They're gonna be feeling a little grumpy.
Hey, no, sounds good. Can't wait for next Friday.
All right, so we have an NFT question here from Alfalfa. We can debate if we want to do this question. Does Bake cross 16 or do Pudgies cross 13?
I like this one.
I don't know if we want to do both do it. Does one or the other do it? I'm trying to figure out the best way to frame this one.
Just do both of them. I like these two because these are probably the two most significant NFT collections right now, probably at least top three. And so they've both been grinding up. Pudgy Penguins has been aggressively grinding up or consistently grinding up over the past 4 weeks. What is Pudgy Penguins at right now?
Pudgy Penguins is at 12.7 and Apes are at 15.6.
Wow. So I actually think that maybe both will go over. I think I'm sure I'll be wrong about that, but I'll go both over.
So let's frame this question as both, neither, or one, or your three options is what we'll do here. So
But you should get more points if you hit both or none. You should just make it you get 1 point for each, whether they're right or wrong, So if you pick both, you get 2 points.
all right, we'll do a sixth question. Apes over under 16 ETH.
Sure, I'll go with over. I'll support
Over.
Ape Gang.
Yeah, over.
I'm gonna go over as well. PO over 16 ETH on Apes.
I'll go over.
All right, Pudgies 13 ETH.
Under.
I'm gonna go over. Kicks Pudgies over under 13 at 12.7 right now.
Gotta go over for my bags.
PO
I'll go over.
over. So a lot of both.
People are excited about abstract. I'm sure they're teeing up some abstract news going into Q1.
Yeah, I think we see some abstract news coming into December. So we'll be first week of December. That stuff will be coming out. I think we talked about our boy Spencer. I think their Pudgy trading card game is going to go live on the Epic Game Store next week. So that's cool.
That's
as well.
awesome.
I didn't realize it was going to have a digital version. I'm a big fan of card games. I mean, I played Magic the Gathering when I was little. I still play here and there. Still play here and there on their digital game. So a lot of fun. And it's definitely one type of genre that I think lends itself very well to NFT technology. Owning your
Arena
on the blockchain. Yeah, Arena, 100%.
I love just blowing 100. I just do the limited drafts. I love it.
Yeah,
it's so much fun.
Yeah, blow a ton of money on limited drafts, but if that's on the blockchain, that's a lot of fun. You can sell those cards, you can make some money back.
Totally.
All kinds of cool stuff.
There's actually another interesting one. Apex has been talking about it a lot. I think maybe he's a partner with them or on their team. I'm blanking on the name, but if you pull up Apex's Twitter, there's a new one coming out where they people can create their own cards kind of thing, which has been done in Web 2 trading card games before, but Project O.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'll have to check this
seen
one
a lot
out.
of people talking about this. Yeah, so that's definitely a good one to keep on your radar. Because I think when you're looking ahead to 2025, I think the whole AI meta will do very good. I never really touched the AI meta when it was infra plays, render and stuff like that. I just don't understand those things. Similar Chainlink. I like Chainlink. My company uses Chainlink a lot, but these kind of infra plays, I think, are just harder for me to quantify. But the consumer stuff, like the AI agents and the AI launch pads, I think that's a hot narrative all through 2025. I do think Q1 is normally very hot for gaming. It's the winter, it's cold, people want to play those kind of things. So I do think keeping an eye out for some pumps in gaming, and Q1's good. Like, and looking at some like strong teams like Cambria, like is Cambria going to be able to do something big in Q1? Some of these newer launches.
Kicks.
Parallel too with their AIX stuff is really interesting.
Parallel, yeah, AI Colony.
I just went through the comments to try to see what people were asking. I'm seeing Pio just is like putting out a dissertation in the comments here, just flipping out on people for being bearish.
I'm not flipping out. I'm educating. Yeah, real quick on this, because there's like, you know, actual stuff that is going to be like worth talking about. It's going to be like written about in economics books and finance books and everything, right? It's going to be taught in business school. So basically, people are like, he's out, like Mr. Yellow's over there. He's like, Michael Saylor's over leveraged. He's going to blow up like Sam Bankman-Fried and Do Kwon. And it's like, so check it out. So he's not over leveraged. There's no margin call. They're issuing bonds, and the bonds convert to equity. And so like the first $500 million Bitcoin purchase that Saylor made was actually just an outright buy. There wasn't any borrowing, and he's borrowing essentially with, you know, 5-year time horizons on the loans and with a near 0% interest rate. So all Bitcoin needs to do is not go down like 50+% over the next 5 years, which I think everybody understands is a pretty safe bet. People even ask Saylor, like on CNBC, what if you get margin called? What if you get margin called? He's issuing bonds. There's no margin call. This isn't like Sam Bankman-Fried or 3 Arrows Capital. This isn't a leveraged buy. He's issuing bonds. He's manipulating the system of having a publicly traded company. And by the way, anybody can do that. Anyone can do it. The other companies just don't understand Bitcoin. A new company, check this out. Let's pull up this chart. SMLR. I'm not heated. I'm just check out SMLR real quick. Mr. Yellow's saying definitely, like literally, there's basically no leverage. Bitcoin would have to go to like $8,000 for there to be any sort of issue. 8,000, not 80. $8,000. Really quick, pull up at SMLR.
I am, but Pio, I think there's a difference though. Like, yes, that's when it becomes a problem, like for them. But I think as it drops, it has the potential to do that death spiral thing where people are like, okay, now MicroStrategy's the rate, it's getting to the point where it's in range. Let's sell Bitcoin, and it becomes a death spiral, self-fulfilling thing. So I think while the risk is lower, I think the level where you start getting into actual risk is much higher than people are saying for those drawdowns.
It's either a Berkshire Hathaway or an Enron. There's no in between. The outcomes is one or the two.
Well, it's not an Enron because Enron was legitimately a fraud. The risk with MicroStrategy is the extinction risk of Bitcoin. In other words, something actually breaks in the Bitcoin network and the Bitcoin protocol, and as a result, Bitcoin immediately goes to zero because it was broken. It doesn't work, right? So all you quantum computer people, all that stuff, if that ends up being true, and Bitcoin dies, that's the risk with MicroStrategy. There isn't.
Fork it.
Sure.
I don't think there's no death risk for Bitcoin.
Sorry?
I don't think there's a death risk for Bitcoin.
I agree with you, Kix.
A critical security flaw, it would just get forked. It may have a bad drawdown. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kix, but you can't
that's
say.
That's what the narrative is. That's what people say. That's the black swan.
Yeah, Kix, you have to say there's a risk. Like, if there's no risk, then everybody on the fucking planet should take all their money and just put it right into Bitcoin right now, period. Like, no matter which they should do anyway. But the point is there is a risk. But anyway, I'm not saying the price of MicroStrategy will not go down, by the way, because I could see, when the price goes down, everyone going, see, I told you. I'm not saying the price of the stock. I'm talking about the actual, the backbone of the organization. This SMLR company is the new one that's copying MicroStrategy, and Saylor co-signed them as saying they are on a Bitcoin standard. So we got the first Saylor co-sign, company SMLR. I just found out about them.
Do you own any?
No.
Do you not read our newsletter?
Oh, my guy Ray just hit me with the do you not read the newsletter? Damn.
We talk about SMLR all the time.
Shout out to Ray. Good stuff. That's what I'm talking about. You talked about
April 6th, 2024. April 6th.
Alfalfa, you could talk about whatever. April 6th? Wow.
Acquired $6 million of Bitcoin.
Wow. So look, guys, I was in the dark completely about the second Bitcoin. I'm late to SMLR, 1,000%. I'm wicked late. Ray was all over it. Yeah, there you go. So real quick,
That's the Enron.
it's SMLR's the Enron. I don't know anything about SMLR. I don't know anything about it. So maybe this is the Enron. But anyway, I don't even know. Like, I feel like I covered a lot of different stuff there. But the SMLR thing is pretty interesting. Clemente, you interested in this?
Yeah, just because it seems there's a pre-pump formation compared to MicroStrategy, just bloated. But no, I'm kidding. No, I don't know. I just think the price action on this would be interesting to monitor. I'd rather buy MicroStrategy if I'm buying a stock, though.
Ray didn't buy it, but the one thing that intrigued him on Pump Fun is doing well right now. Raven Chimp.
Oh, nice.
The one I looked at.
When I saw Ray taking his time to look at it, I was like, all right, I'm buying this.
Exactly. Ray's like kind of like, a silent, like, lasagna killer, right? With the silent G, you know what I mean?
Oh, no. Is it really 2 million? Damn it. This is like 150 when I was looking at it. I was like, oh, what's this?
During this show?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So we missed a runner, guys. Come on.
I put it at 1.2. One of the things I've learned is like when I'm feeling like, oh man, I miss this kind of FOMO, I want to feel something, I'll just put like a little stab in at something just to like, I'm not going to make any, if it goes to 2 million, I'm going to make $220, but it'll at least keep my hands from over clicking for the next hour.
Yeah. So it's a chimpanzee who had a more successful trading period than Wall Street traders, I guess. But this site looks like I didn't look at the Twitter account being the official Guinness Records. Like, I went to the site and I was like, this site just seems so scammy for being like Guinness World Records, and I didn't want to like sit here and try to do due diligence on like, is this their actual domain, etc. So I was just like X'd out and I was done at this point because this looks like a website made in like 1995.
Yeah.
Which is probably when it was made for Guinness World Records, to be honest.
With the ads, I do think this right here is actually like a perfect like metaphor, whatever the word is, for what we're gonna see with like the AI agents trading actual meme coins. Is that like a literal chimpanzee was able to beat experienced brokers over a period of time? So what you're gonna have is one of these AI agents start like trading, will come online, they'll start trading. And they'll literally be throwing darts at a wall, but they'll like hit a 70% win rate over the first week, and then people are going to fucking this thing's Aladdin. This thing is going to be able to compete with the Medallion Fund, the 40 billion hedge fund with 30% returns over 20 years, and they're just going to go all in on it. When I'm not, I did a lot of I when I was laying in bed last night, I was reading up more on just what like the cutting edge AI companies are trying to do and what they literally say. And they like literally say like AI agents or like LLMs in particular are like not good at like reasoning or prediction right now. And that's what like OpenAI and all these other people are working on, is literally that. So the chances that someone in crypto Twitter is going to create the fucking Lisan Al-Gaib of AI agents that can just like read the fucking sand, and be able to fucking crush these. I think it's more likely that they'll be the chimpanzee and they'll just they'll hit winners and then they'll hit a couple winners out of the gate, and it could be a LARP or it could be a real AI agent, but then everyone's going to tail their trades. And so it's going to make them even more of like looking like they're just hitting all of these dingers. It's going to be fun. And I'm going to buy and sell the top of whatever that is.
Real quick, I know we have to wrap, but did you guys watch the clip from Mark Andreessen on the Rogan podcast where he was basically
I'm halfway through the episode, dude. He talks so fast, like everyone was joking.
Cadence too.
I tried to 1.5
huge nose breathe.
You mean 0.5?
Yeah, I tried to 1.5 it, and I like listen to everything on 1.5, and I couldn't for this one. I'm about where you are, probably about halfway through.
Oh, yeah. So I listen to everything on 1.25 or 1.5, depending on who is on the podcast. This one, no shot. I mean, people were making memes about it. They were just screenshotting 1x. Like, you listen to this podcast on 1x. But what clip, Clemente?
Where he basically was talking about how he met with people from the government. Andreessen did, and they were like, yeah, literally like what we're going to do with AI is there's going to be like 2 companies that are going to be massive, but they're going to be like massively government controlled, and don't even try to invest in any other or try to invest in any other startups for AI. They're screwed. They're not going to be able to make it. It's just going to be these 2. They're going to be the kings, and that's it. And he's like, it was the most insane thing I've ever heard the government say. There's like, we're going to work very closely with these 2 companies. That's it. Don't try to invest in any other AI startups. They're not going to make it.
Thank God fucking Kamala lost, because that's what they literally want. And I mean, if you look at search and you look at social, right? That's literally what they want, is they want 1 or 2 levers that they can just pull and control. Yeah, they don't want open source AI where people can have the control in their own hands. And I mean, already the top AI things are like super woke already. Like if you try to ask these things, like even like relatively, I've had conversations with where I ask it for a literal fact. I ask it for a literal fact that occurred in the past, and it's like, I don't think this is like appropriate. It could be insensitive to some people. And I have to make it work through its logic, and then it agrees with me. It's like, actually, you're right. This is actually just a fact. I should be able to share it with you.
You're trying to teach open AI lessons, Kicks?
They call it safety, right? They always call it safety, right? On social media, it's misinformation. We got to keep the people safe from this. It's always safety, right? Is how they get these things in. But yeah, I mean, that's why you see crypto pumping. That's why you see, I mean, that's literally why people in San Fran that never really jumped into politics all of a sudden are backing Trump left and right. Because I think they literally saw, which is that the left is way more authoritarian than the right. Like they want ultimate control of the narrative. And the thing is that, okay, that's cool and all if you are a one world government, but there's China. And China already released an LLM that's competing with OpenAI. And they're probably funding the research in the United States saying this is super dangerous. You need to get the government to clamp down, because China wants to not only play catch up, but beat us at that game. Europe, you don't have to worry about. They're the laziest cohort in the world. They're not going to come out with any innovative AI. But China, yeah, they would love for the government to come in and say, yeah, you only have 2 things.
China.
We're
It's
making a run at making a little bit of run on Bitcoin right now. 98.5. It's been running since we started the show.
Shit, baby.
We might hit 100K before December.
Oh, stop.
Anything else we want to chat about before we wrap here? I mean, we're running like 75 minutes right now.
Clemente's hitting the gritty on the Bitcoin show.
Oh no. Ladies and gentlemen, so 100K, yeah, it took them away.
That's
100K Bitcoin won't happen
There's
today. I mean, look at this
dollars on the line.
That's yeah. Clemente, this is the most irresponsible thing you've ever done. This is out of control, dude. Like, we're trying to get 100K
you do that
Bitcoin
on a 10 million market cap coin, but on a 1.5 trillion, dude,
that's C-Dog's looking for a better entry on Bitcoin right now. He's saying, Clemente, do it.
Do
this
it.
is bullshit, C-Dog. Come on, man.
Do it.
Yeah. Looking at the funding rate heat map on Bitcoin, it just dropped. All the shorts just came in.
So, Ray, do you think base in general AI agents are going to continue to run, or do you think that specifically, like all, like even on Solana, like the majors?
I think that this cycle, the top ones are going to go absolutely bananas. I think the protocols that are the best at Launchpad are going to go absolutely bananas. I think Goat's going to go absolutely bananas. And I think I'm beginning to agree with you on like individual calls. And I think I might sell a trim, at least my AXBT bag here.
That one's super interesting to me, because like when I read some of the messages that person,
is it real?
Like that, yeah. It's really hard to call. I literally was going through its replies yesterday, because like some of the messages, I'm like, this sounds like a LARP.
Yeah,
I literally
ratioed
really good, or
ratioed Udi on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one where I was like, this is weird that it would have this like training data context to know how to respond to Udi. And then I literally saw it posted like a thesis on a coin, and someone said, wow, it's confirmed AIXBT is retarded. And then AIXBT replied, it's your brain that's retarded. And I was like, wow. But then like they're running the replies 24/7. So, I mean, it would have to be a really sophisticated LARP. Basically, to LARP it would take so much effort that you almost then have to wonder, did they create this with just like really good, basically training data on crypto Twitter plus like
inverse
a swath
pros
of,
account.
yeah, plus a swath of like crypto like articles and stuff like that, plus like being able to tap into like defined API, which the last part is the easiest. But who knows? It could be fucking real.
Could be. All right, yo, that's our Black Friday show, ladies and gentlemen. Go out and spend money in the United States. You know, pump the economy. Thanks for listening. Big shout out to DYDX. Couldn't be more pumped about DYDX as a partner. One of the best platforms in crypto. Let's go. Ray, anything else?
No, that's all. Just catch us on all major podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple. Watch us on YouTube. Check out our charts. Check out our beautiful faces. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you guys all on Monday.